Hello again to all my friends. I'm glad you came back to watch me. Okay, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you and you are welcome back to this channel. And if this is your first time here, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the channel Life of a Naija Babe. My name is Judith and I'm a YouTuber based in Abuja, Nigeria. Today I'll be talking about tips on what to do when you're stuck in an elevator. But first, if you've not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. Do click the subscribe button down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you like this video, and please do well to share, because honestly you have to share this particular video because the point I'm going to be giving out in this video is very important, because I have experienced it firsthand. So it's not like I'm saying it based off of someone else's experience or what I read in a book or whatever. I've experienced it firsthand, so I decided to just dish it out here on my channel. Who would have ever thought that I would ever get stuck in an elevator? There are things you don't ever see coming in your life, so many times it's good you get yourself prepared and you just learn some tips about this thing, so that just in case nobody is praying for something negative, but just in case you find yourself in that situation, you would know what to do. Right? So I never had thought in my whole life that I'll ever get stuck in an elevator. At first, when it happened, I was like, okay, I was trying to be calm, but at the point, we stayed in that elevator for nothing less than 10 minutes. I'm not kidding, either 10 or 15 minutes. And at a point, I didn't want to get scared, but in my head, what was ringing in my head was that, right, like, really, Judith, you're here, like, you're really in an elevator that has refused to open. It wasn't going up, it wasn't going down, it was just stuck in one place. So guys, I'm dishing out this tip because never say never. Although we always rather pray for good things, to happen to us. We always pray for bad things never to happen to us, but at the same time, it's always good to prepare yourself, to always have a first-hand information about certain things that could happen, so that you will have an idea of what to do when such things happen. Okay, if you've not watched my video on how I got stuck in an elevator, please do well to go watch that video. I made a video, that's the video I made before this one, and that was what prompted me to actually film this video, in order to teach people on tips on what to do just in case you ever get yourself stuck in an elevator. Okay, so let's get right down to the video. Okay, first thing you should do when you're stuck in an elevator, please don't panic. Yes, don't panic, just calm down, because definitely help is gonna come. And it also depends on the situation. Like for us, we were too much on the elevator, like the weight on the elevator was too much. It's not like the lights were out or probably the engine went off or something. No, the lights were all on, they were all switched on, the elevator was working properly, but there is a particular kg that the elevator can take. I think the elevator we entered could take only maximum of 6 people, minimum of 3 or so, or 4, but we were like, I think we were 8. Yes, I think we were 8, and 2 people, either 8 or 7, and 2 people out of that 7, they had a lot of weight compared to others. Like, they had a lot of weight, so that made the elevator got stuck. It wasn't moving up, it wasn't going down. So the first thing to do is for you not to panic. I realized when I was in the elevator, I was calm. Like, when we noticed it wasn't moving, we were trying all our best, pressing the button that was going to lead us up to the lounge where we're going. It wasn't even moving at all. Everything was just in a place. So at that point, I realized that the elevator wasn't going up, it wasn't going down. So I just kept calm. In my head, I just felt that, okay, I know I'm not going to be here, and I'm not going to be here forever, and I know that help will definitely come. So I just had to stay calm. I kept calm. Me and one other lady, we kept calm. But the 2 other ladies in our front, they were actually panicking. They were kind of scared, they were uncomfortable. And I realized that was when the air kind of started seizing. And so if you watch the video, you could see where they were trying to calm them down. Like, you need to calm down when you're in a situation like that. You don't need to panic. It wasn't a fire outbreak, it wasn't an incident that had to do, or maybe smoke that was choking. It was just that the elevator wasn't moving and there was light, But you know, in an elevator is always choked up, like it's covered everywhere, there is no air coming in. It's okay to actually bang the door. That is the second point. Yes, it's okay to bang the door, because you have to send a signal that something is happening inside the elevator. Like some people are in the elevator, stuck there in the elevator. You don't just keep quiet and say, okay, help will come, and then you are gonna choke. You might just choke there and nobody will be aware that you're there. So it's okay for you to bang the door, sending a signal that okay, someone is inside the elevator, or people are inside the elevator, so that help can come as soon as possible. That's like sending an alert or a signal that help is needed in the elevator. And then thirdly, it's okay to scream. It's very okay for you to scream as much as you can. That doesn't mean you should scream until you're exhausted, but just for you to send an alert, a signal that people are stuck in the elevator, or someone in the elevator needs help, and then they need to come as soon as possible. When we got stuck at the elevator, a lot of people were screaming. Like, we were about, I think, 8 of us, and I think that was because, it was because we overweighed the elevator. Like, there was so much weight on the elevator. Normally the elevator could take maximum of 6 people, or I think maximum of six people, but we were about 8, and 2 of the people on that elevator had so much weight. Like, not like they were big, but their bones, like, I think they were really heavy. So that was what made the elevator not to move. It was just stuck in a place. It wasn't going up, it wasn't going down, it was just stuck in a place. In fact, it got to a point, like, in my head, I didn't want to get scared, because I know that I wouldn't be there. That it's not the elevator that will kill me. Like, come on, we can't choke there to death. I know that as soon as we started sending signals, people were already hearing us. People were already, getting the signal that people are inside the elevator. So I knew that help was eventually gonna come. But in such a situation, that doesn't mean you should just keep quiet or feel relaxed. I wasn't among those who were screaming. I wasn't among those who were banging the door, because we're 6 there, so 2 more or 8, two more people were already doing that work. Just watch the video, my previous video on how we got stuck in an elevator. You're gonna see everything that happened there. So already 2 people were already banging on the door. Some ladies were already screaming for help. I and one other lady were calm, because eventually we know we're gonna go out. That is faith working, baby. That is really strong faith. Yes, I knew that we were gonna go out. So, but we stayed in that elevator for almost 10 minutes. Hey, we stayed for almost 10 minutes, and really, at the point, I started getting hot. If you watch that video, I was still wearing my nose mask. That was because I didn't want to let it really get to me. I didn't get scared. I didn't panic. So, like, I was calm, and then the air, I wasn't really feeling the choking stuff that those ladies were talking about. But it's fine, because there are people who are allergic to areas that are choked up. There was something my friend called it like when you're stuck in a place, and then you're scared of, no help coming, you're just stuck there, no help is coming, and then you're just there in the midst of people without being helped, or something like that. There's something he called it, I forgot the name. So I could understand with those ladies who were screaming, and they were already sweating. Honestly, they were really sweating. They were actually gasping for air. They were choking. So in such situation, first, please do not panic. Just stay calm. Secondly, bang the door. Make sure you bang the door, and then that helps to send a signal to people outside. Be it even if you're in between, if you're in between the building, let's say, because the elevator wasn't landing, it wasn't going up, it wasn't landing, so we're just there. So even if you're in between, so long as you're banging the door, people will be definitely hearing you. People will hear you that okay, there's something going on, and there are people who need help. Then thirdly, make sure you scream for help. Hello, can anybody hear me? Someone is here, help me. Just scream for help. That's a way of sending an emergency signal that something is happening. Then the fourth and most important tips, that I even learned there, is to press the 0 button. Hey guys, I know some of you be like, really? Yes, press the 0 button, guys. Don't just stay in the elevator and say, hey God, please you push, help me, or scream. There might be people that will not be around that vicinity while you're screaming, and then you might just stay there and scream until you get tired. you might keep banging the door and there might not be anybody around that corridor or that area where you are banging the door, like the area as in the part where the elevator is located. There might not be anybody there, you're banging, nobody's hearing you. So the best thing to do is to also press the 0 button. The 0 button helps to, is an emergency number. It helps to send signals to the security offices or to the important authorities that are there to know that, okay, an emergency is needed in the building, and then that will make them run to the place or to the scene where help is needed. Please make sure you press the 0 number. 0 number is like the underground, like it takes you to the ground floor, like on the ground, completely ground floor. So that ground floor is like where the elevator probably gets to land, but the most important thing is that it's an emergency number. Make sure you press the 0 button whenever, if ever, God forbid, we don't pray for negative things like that to happen, but no one can ever tell who would have actually thought, like who would have ever thought that I would get stuck in an elevator. That would have been the last thing on my head. If someone ever told me I'll get stuck in the elevator, I'll be like, where will I even go to that will make me get stuck in the elevator? It's not like I'm a very outing person like that. And many times I prefer to use the staircase because for me, I feel it's a way of just exercising my whole body. But that day, when things want to work for you to learn, it just happens. When things want to happen, it happens. And then we'll learn from it. So you can never tell. You might say, oh, this video, now wow, but wait till we even make person stay inside the elevator. Maybe say no go fit come out. It can happen to anybody, my brother and my sister. You never can tell where you might go. You might even be on a vacation to a country or to somewhere where you're in a very tall building, and at that point you're just so tired to use the staircase, and then you just find yourself using the elevator. And before you know what's happening, sometimes it might not be about being overweighting the elevator. Sometimes it might also be light out. Sometimes it might be a situation with or issue with the light and the light goes off in the elevator. That's another way. You know that the elevator cannot move and if the doors cannot open, you have to scream for help. So things like that, these things happen. So that's why it's important for you to learn and know tips like this, so that you just have it at the back of your mind that, okay, this thing I've learned it from this channel, and God forbid you find yourself in such situation, or probably you are in a vicinity or an environment where it's happening, it will ring in your head that, oh wow, I actually watched this video on the Life of a Naija Babes channel and she said something like this, she experienced it and this was what she said she did. And you can just tell them, okay, this is what and what to do. And that's it. You can teach people, tell people about this thing. So that's it. Tell people about this. It's important to learn these things because you never can tell the situation where you'll find yourself, and you would remember that you were taught, and you remember that you watched it somewhere in this channel. My phone, I don't know what is wrong with my tripod, it's just misbehaving. Okay, so that is a very important point. And I eventually, when we were about to go out, as in when help eventually came, we kept pressing the 0 button. Even though I wasn't the one pressing it, I was at the very back of my friends when the whole incident was happening inside the elevator. They kept pressing the 0 button, kept banging the door, screaming for help. They used all the strength in them, all the possible means they could to actually make sure that help came, and help eventually came. So that was how we eventually got out of the elevator. And guess what? It was stuck in between. The elevator wasn't moving, and we're lucky that it was on the 3rd floor, but it's still applicable to everyone. Anywhere you are, God forbid you find yourself in such a situation, please make sure to always press the 0 button. Use every means you can. If you even have the manager's number or a friend's number that you could even call from the elevator, yes, please do. We used all the means we could to actually reach out for help. So when help eventually came, we were still stuck in between. The elevator didn't even go down. It didn't go up, it didn't go down. It was just still stuck in between to be able to get help. And eventually help came. I was excited that help eventually came. I knew inside of me that nothing was going to happen other than either they broke the door down, or I knew that help was going to come. And eventually the elevator was stuck in between. Like I was saying, it didn't land. Like it didn't even land. It was still stuck in between up and down. We had to actually jump out of the elevator. It's just that at that time my head wasn't really settling. If not, I would have actually recorded each and every one of us jumping out of the elevator. I think I was the third person that jumped out of the elevator. Yes, because the guys with us had to actually let us all jump out first. The ladies first come out. Yes, I think I was the third person that jumped out before the fourth lady now jumped out after me, and then the guys now followed. So they first opened the door, like the security guards forced the door open. They didn't break it down because it's an iron door, you can't even break it down. So they had to put in their hand. There's a way they did it and forced it open, but they had to hold on to it until we all jumped down before they let it go. I think it eventually closed back or something. I didn't stay back to start checking, and at the point again my battery was very low, so I didn't even remember to want to film the incident, because to me when I jumped out I started laughing. I was like, this is crazy, like how did it even happen? What happened in the first place? So we now got to find out at the end that we overweight, as in the weight on the elevator was too much. It can only take maximum of, I think they said 6 people. Yes, it could take only maximum of 6 people, but we're about 8 of us in the elevator, and 2 people amongst us had very, they had weight, so the thing was a lot on the elevator. It had to jam, and then it wasn't moving. Yes, so next time, these are tips you should learn. I learned from it. Next time now, if I see that an elevator contains more than 4 or 5 people, I won't even enter. Once that's past 4 people, I won't enter. I'll usually go and climb my staircase. If I'm still in a hurry, I'll run through the staircase and go to where I'm going to. So we have to be careful out there, guys. I hope you learned 1 or 2 things in this video. See, these are the kind of tips I'll be dishing out to you guys, and when I finish dishing it out, you guys will not subscribe to my channel. And again, yes, thank you guys for 2,000 subscribers. See, I can't even explain how grateful I am. Honestly, the hard work is paying off. It's not like I'm better than anyone out there. It's just that I keep doing my thing. I try as much as possible to promote my channel as much as I can. Then I talk to a few of my friends who are out there helping me, also promoting my channel, sending the links to their friends or friends. I always talk about friends or friends. You don't have to limit yourself to only your friends. Promote your channel as much as you can. And honestly, right now I'm in 2,000 plus subscribers. I love you guys, honestly. So you guys should please make sure you like this video, share this video. See, this particular video, if you've not been sharing all my videos, share this particular one, because this particular one is very important. Guys, it is very important. I'm not even kidding, and I'm not even lying, and I'm not even saying it because I want you to share my videos. Just share this video, because this video would definitely be of help to someone out there. A lot of people like to enjoy themselves, a lot of people like to hang out. Situations like this can always happen, and you don't see it coming, you don't even plan it, you can't even envision or imagine yourself being in such a situation. But when it happens, what are you going to do? So it's good for you to watch videos like this, to learn, to have it at the back of your head. You're not praying for it to happen, but it's just for you to have it at the back of your head that, okay, things like this can always happen. And then God forbid you find yourself in such situations, you remember that, okay, I've actually watched a video like this, and these sort of things were said in this video, and you apply it. And once you apply it, you realize that, okay, this really helped you, and you see your situation is at least halfway solved. If I wasn't in that situation myself, I wouldn't have known that 0 was the button you could press as an emergency number to help you out in an elevator when you're stuck, in a way that it sends signals to people, like to authorities that are there, to the security offices that are there, to be able to help you out. So really share this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and please guys subscribe to the red button down below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, please guys. Subscribe, help this little girl grow. Okay, let this channel grow. Now we'll be looking at 2,500 subscribers. Yes, I'm not so greedy. Let's start from 500. It's good to always project big. Yes, after when I started it, I didn't know I was going to ever get to this 2,000, but because of I started it with the mindset that, okay, I know that one day I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna achieve my goal. Let me just do what I love to do, which is to sit in front of the camera and do what I have to do. And here I am. So my next video is, you guys remember the struggles, challenges, and difficulties video I made of an up-and-coming Nigerian YouTuber. You guys remember that video? Yes, the next video I'll be making is the tips and solutions on how to curb or solve these challenges. So you guys, please stay tuned to this channel, like this video, subscribe, share, and comment down below. Let's be family, okay? Thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next video.